My name is Amanda. I am 24 years old. I live in a small town with my family. My family is small. There are 4 people in our house: my mother, my father, my older sister, and me. My sister's name is Carol. She is 28 years old. Carol is beautiful, smart, and funny. She talks easily, laughs loudly, and always knows what to say. I am very different from Carol. I am quiet. I do not talk much. I like peaceful things. I enjoy reading books and walking alone. Loud places make me uncomfortable. Sometimes when I meet new people, words stay inside my mouth. Our house is small and old, but warm. It has 3 bedrooms, 1 living room, and a tiny kitchen. My mother's works hard every day. She cooks, cleans, and takes care of everyone. She rarely rests. Every morning, I wake up at 7. I help my mother prepare breakfast. I make tea, cut vegetables, and clean the table. Carol wakes up later, sometimes at 8 or 9. When she enters the kitchen, everything changes. My mother's face becomes bright. She says, "Good morning, Carol." Carol answers sweetly, "Good morning, Mother." My mother quickly prepares breakfast for her: eggs, bread, fresh juice. She places everything carefully on Carol's plate. I sit nearby eating the same food, but something always feels different. My mother asks Carol many questions about work, friends, and plans. They laugh together while I listen quietly. Sometimes my mother turns to me and says, "Amanda, eat faster. You will be late." That is usually all. I work in a small bookstore near our home. My job is simple. I organize shelves and help customers find books. Carol's life is very different. She works in a big company. She wears elegant clothes and meets many people every day. When Carol talks about her job, everyone listens carefully. Every evening, our father returns home at 6 o'clock. He works long hours and often looks tired, but he always tries to smile. We sit together for dinner. My mother cooks many dishes, and the table looks beautiful. Still, I notice small things. She serves Carol larger portions. She says, "Eat more, Carol. You need energy." Then she looks at me. She says, "Amanda, that is enough." I nod quietly. During dinner, my father asks Carol about her day. She speaks for a long time while everyone listens. I want to talk too, but no one asks, so I remain silent. After dinner, Carol and my mother watch television together. Their laughter fills the living room. I usually go to my room. Sometimes I read for hours. Other nights I simply sit and think. I loved my mother very much. She sacrificed so much for us. Yet a quiet sadness lived inside me. I began to feel that my mother loved Carol more. I told myself I was imagining things. Maybe I was too sensitive. But every day, same things happened. Long talks with Carol, warm smiles for Carol, quick attention whenever Carol needed help. One evening, I came home feeling sick. I said, "Mother, I don't feel well." My mother looked at me. She said, "Go rest in your room." I obeyed without complaint. A few minutes later, Carol arrived. She said, "Mother, I'm so tired today." My mother hurried to her. She said, "Sit down, Carol. I'll make tea for you." I lay in my room listening. My heart felt heavy. That night, I could not sleep. Why did everything feel unequal? Was I imagining it? Or was I finally seeing the truth? The next evening, my mother brought 2 pieces of cake from the kitchen. One slice was big and decorated with cream. The other was small. She gave the big piece to Carol. She said, "Your favorite." Then she gave me the smaller one. She said, "This is enough for you, Amanda." I forced a smile, but inside I felt hurt. Later, alone in my room, I said words I had never dared to say before. Mother loves Carol more than me. Saying it aloud hurt, but it also felt honest. Days passed. I tried to be cheerful, tried to help more. Nothing changed. One evening during dinner, I said, "Mother, do you love Carol more than me?" My mother looked shocked. She said, "What are you saying, Amanda?" I said, "I feel invisible. You talk to Carol more. You care about her more. I try my best, but I feel unimportant." My father and Carol stared at me. My mother said, "That's not true. You are overthinking." Carol said, "Mother loves both of us." Maybe Carol believed it. Maybe she never noticed the difference. My father said, "Your mother shows love differently." Then my mother stood up. She said, "I don't want to talk about this." And just like that, nothing changed. That night, I thought, can I be happy somewhere else? The question frightened me. I had always lived with my family. Leaving felt impossible, but I realized I rarely thought about my own dreams. My life had always been about pleasing others. I opened my laptop and searched for rooms to rent. It felt scary. It also felt right. I found a small, cheap room near the bookstore. The next day, I visited it. The space was small, but peaceful. I liked it. The owner said, "You can move in next week." That evening, I told my family. I said, "I want to move out." My mother frowned. She said, "Why? You have a home here." I said, "Yes, but I don't feel at home." Carol looked confused. My father asked if I was sure. I said, "I need space. I need to understand myself." My mother shook her head, clearly unhappy. She believed I was overreacting. But this time, I did not change my mind. When the day came, my father hugged me. He said, "Take care, Amanda." Carol hugged me too. She said, "Call me often." My mother stood quietly near the door. She said, "Do what you want." I felt sad, but I walked outside anyway. My first night alone felt strange. No voices, no television, no footsteps. I wondered if I had made a mistake. The next morning I made tea and ate breakfast alone. Instead of loneliness, I felt calm. Days turned into weeks. I built small routines, work, cooking, reading, evening walks. I even visited a cafe one evening. Sitting alone in public no longer scared me. I noticed something important. Outside my family home, I was not invisible. People greeted me. They remembered my name. Weeks later, my father called. He said, "We miss you, Amanda." My heart felt warm. A few days later, Carol visited me. We talked for a long time. For the first time, I told her honestly how I had felt growing up. Carol listened quietly. She said, "I never noticed. I'm sorry." I held her hand. One evening, there was a knock at my door. I opened it. It was my mother. She said, "I wanted to see how you are." We sat together on the sofa. My mother said, "Amanda, the house feels empty without you. I did not realize you felt unloved." Carol needed attention because she always asked for it. You were quiet, independent. I thought you were strong. Tears filled my eyes. I said, "I needed you too." She nodded. She said, "I understand now." It was not a perfect apology, but it was honest. For the first time, I felt seen. After that visit, our relationship changed. My mother began calling me more often. When I visited home, conversations felt warmer. I did not leave home because I stopped loving my family. I left because I finally started loving myself. And sometimes the bravest thing a quiet person can do is choose a life where their voice can finally be heard. If you liked this story, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.